Splitgate, a game that came out all the way back in 2019 with a very small audience. Granted, the game was good, but it seemed it was never going to get the traction it deserved. Splitgate was made by a small dev team, and they didn't have the biggest budget to spend money on advertising. I mean, the game was completely free. Even in-game purchases were pretty lackluster at the time.
I'm not going to beat around the... Like, I don't want to... These have to be the ugliest skins I've ever seen. I don't... But you know what? I kind of like them because of how ugly they are.
To be blunt, Splitgate skins were horrible. No one playing the game wanted to buy cosmetics because the default skin looked better. With little money coming in, the developers couldn't have done as much as they wanted. The game was shared around though, and massive content creators such as Summit and Shroud played the game, but both of them would eventually stop playing, and they both had their own individual problems with the game. Even Shroud saying the game was only fun for an hour or two.
Very lackluster. It's a very simple game, and it being that simple, they should be able to get all the quality of life shit done. You know, it should, like, you know, it should look better, it should fucking run better, it should fucking sound better. It's very, very early, everything, and you can definitely tell. But, like, once the game is, like, polished up, it could be kind of cool. Like I said, this game's only fun for, like, an hour or two, and then you're just like, alright, man. Fan of all these weapons on the ground. I think that's really silly.
Development of the game slowed down. Also, the skill gap between older and newer players quickly rose, which made new players shy away from the game. Back then, the peak player count was around 11,000 players, and it seemed like it was going to stay that way for a while. Funding of the game eventually did fortunately come in, which helped the game in many ways. When the beta released, production of the game went up, skins were reworked, in-game maps were upgraded to a newer level. A video by GGZ showed and talked about the Splitgate world engine. They use a non-Euclidean world, showing off how the portal system really works, and how much potential the portal feature in this game really has. The Splitgate team finally released the game on console back in July of this year, with the console community and social media platforms promoting the game. Splitgate would have its time in the spotlight. Now if you search up Splitgate, it's a new article on how the game passed its new player count, which is up in the millions. I first heard about Splitgate because I've seen multiple TikToks talking and sharing the game. With a small developer team, you can see that they truly care for the players and the game itself. I think this is what makes the game so enjoyable. We're crying out loud, the game gives you tips on how to teabag players. There's even a game mode on it. They have also added a variety of game modes such as Showdown, King of the Hill, Team Oddball, which helps the game not become stale. When I play Rainbow Six Siege, I get bored of the repetitive gameplay. Portals make every game feel distinct. The dev team even played tournaments with content creators. They did a tournament with the streamer Your Rage, and if you search up Splitgate on YouTube, the general audience really only have positive things to say, like Face Jeff and Furious Fade. Though, can Splitgate keep its rise with games such as Call of Duty Vanguard, Halo Infinite, and Battlefield all coming out in the near future? Also, the game isn't perfect. I've heard multiple times people are only playing this to pass time until Halo comes out. Unfortunately, Splitgate has a lot of problems, and even though I think people on this site don't have the best takes when it comes to this game, I do admit it has its problems. Like I said before, Splitgate has an incredibly small team. When you have this massive amount of players trying to get into the game, the team is not ready for it. The Splitgate database can only handle a certain number of players, and until they can fix it, we have things such as the game constantly crashing. When gamers get the game and it doesn't even work, or you can't get in, that leaves a bad impression, leaving them to not play the game for long periods of time, or them just ending up deleting it. The harsh truth is, even if you're a small team trying your hardest to fix the game problems, people really don't care. They just want to play the game. The devs are trying hard though, constantly updating people on Twitter or going live on Twitch doing developer streams, but if you can't get into the game, you're not going to play the game. The mass majority don't understand why these problems are occurring. Also, the servers were constantly down to fix issues, which is the right and best thing to do, but some people aren't that patient. The team is already on its way to fixing these problems. They got millions of dollars of funding for the game to fix the congested servers. As I said before though, once this game is completely fixed, it's going to have to compete with these massive games and gaming companies to stay at people's interests, which will be extremely difficult. As of now, when I get onto Splitgate, I'm barely in queue as I was before, and the game has had little to none bugs, so I can say it's quickly improving. The Splitgate team isn't all talk. They said they were going to solve these problems, and for the most part they are, and now it's standing on its own and living up to the hype. And even though at times it can become boring, I do enjoy playing the game on loop. I would be lying though if I wasn't excited for newer games coming out and becoming ready to play them. Honestly, only time will tell the future of Splitgate. I'm Briel, let's keep it at that.
But the problem with portaling is that you can get so good at it, and I think casual players will struggle when it comes to portaling. I just don't think they're going to like the whole portaling system. We've seen arena style shooter games die purely because...
That's the point, Sergeant.